Hey everyone, Terrell here from Terrell Game Vlogs. This is another edition of Dumb Shit Rants. Rants that don't really mean any much. It's one of those things that isn't really important in the grand scheme of things, but it's still slightly annoying and it's something to bitch about. Hey, if you feel like bitching with me, it's like a quick vent session. So I was watching Jail Toy. I think that's how you pronounce their YouTube name, which is a YouTuber animating couple that most of you may or may not have known of for a while. And I'm gonna get to my point, but I always tell kind of the backstory of how this video even started. I was watching them, found out they had a gameplay channel, like every other YouTuber does. Watched that, and they were streaming, and they were playing Siren Kagura Estival Versus on the PS4. And it's that, and you know one thing, and it's not just specifically them, and it's nothing personally against them. It's just how I've gotten as someone who watches anime frequently, I think I even mentioned this in the like things that anime fans hate to hear non-anime fans say. Um, I kind of hate how American gamers who, I mean, granted, you have to be open-minded enough to even want to play these kind of games in the first place. So it's like if you're playing Siren Kagura and you're still playing it, you're at least open-minded enough to give the game a shot and be real with it. So it's not really, how dare you talk about Japanese games and you don't play them like that. It's more so the stereotypical American response I'm so, like, bored out of. Like, with them, it was the whole anime titty thing, which is probably the first time I've heard it stated in a way like that. But, like, it's always, and this is just something, anime fans and people who are into Japanese culture a lot had to get used to. But it's so fucking annoying every once in a while when you keep seeing it and you keep hearing it, and it's like this giant string of, oh, look at that, look, oh Japan, like when you watch enough anime and Japanese material, even like the fucking live action films and the weird ass, the how weird those can get. After a while, you kind of get used to the insanity, and you're just kind of like, oh yeah, that's just like I remember when I was watching harem anime openly originally, like way back when, and it used to be this weird thing of why are her breasts moving all the time, and I'm like, it's a harem anime, and there's fan service in it, and the way Japanese push fan service is by having constant jiggle physics. Pretty much the joke that most anime fans make is that the animation budget and harems go towards jiggle physics in the anime girl's breasts than like in half of the production of the show, which is true for something like Bento, because fuck Bento. Still haven't finished that piece of shit because it's so badly animated and the fucking anime peaked way too damn early and a whole bunch of other issues. But it's that same shit. Like every time you see someone play an anime game, watch an anime, or like any type of Japanese material, especially like the commercials. Like that's why I hate watching the Rant channels when it comes to anime because it always devolves into nowadays like the mainstream anime audience. It devolves into one or two things. Is it about Attack on Titan or yeah, Attack on Titan still seems to be the most mainstream current day anime. Maybe yeah, actually yeah, it is. It is. Um, at least the newest one. I think Attack on Titan is the newest anime to break into the American scene. I can't think of anything else that's really pushed that boundary. JoJo's on American television now, which is insane in retrospect. But it's like, even still, you still get the same people tripping over the anime tropes. Her breasts that doesn't look physically possible. Fucking, it's always the fan service stuff, but even like, man, that hair doesn't make any fucking sense. How is it so fucking spiky? Which is weird because for some reason, if you talk to a Dragon Ball Z fan, they don't bring up the hair argument anymore. But as soon as you get to the boob argument, then it's like, oh, the all realism is out the door. When niggas don't look at like how thick Goku's neck and like arms were to the point where it was like, dude, this shit don't even look proportionate. And One Piece has done that a lot, actually. One Piece does that a lot, where they have these lanky ass bodies and these thick ass necks and these wide ass chests, and it's like, bruh, that's not even physically possible. For some reason, when it comes to the girls, though, and I'll be fair, the anime women are drawn ridiculous, like flat out ridiculous in a lot of situations. But like at a certain point, you're watching a Japanese cartoon or you're playing a Japanese game. do you really give that much of a shit about her figure? Like who? Like you still do you enjoy the art design? If you don't, then fine. But if you do, shut the fuck up. It's just like I hate that, and I hate watching YouTubers play Japanese games because it always amounts to the same shit. Even shit like Bayonetta, where people were sitting there like I think the scene that most people get tripped out on is the scene where she does like when she's going to like the mountain and like she does the split on top of Loki in squirrel form. And it's like this ridiculous shot. And people are like, and I remember watching YouTube videos be like, "Oh no, I would have broke my legs. You should have broke your legs for that one." Like and part of me thinks that it's just humor that they're trying to put into the video. I just hate the fact that the humor perpetuates that whole, "Ooh, it's Japan. It's so weird and kooky and shit." I don't know. As I said, I mean, you have to at least you have to be open minded enough to even want to try the game. So it's not that you obviously it can't be a hatred. It's just it also feels like it's also easy bait. Like it's a game franchise that you have no problem playing, and you know you can rip on it because it's Japan. I don't know. As an anime fan, you just kind of get burnt out on seeing that shit all the time. It's like, oh look, here comes another YouTuber about to rip a Japanese game apart because it's fucking Japanese, and you're like, oh, it sounds about the usual, Bob. Right you are, Chip. It is exactly the fucking usual. And sometimes you just, this is one of those nights where I'm just like, man, I just don't want to see that shit again. I always got to see that shit. Every once in a while, you just get these string of gameplay videos where it's like I want to look up Nioh. And Nioh and like some of the anime games that aren't like anime and are just Japanese don't get as much shit, but it's still the same. It's still from the same country, and they still share some tropes. So you'll still get that's that weeb shit. And you're just like, oh man. And it's not really a question of Japan, why do you make your shit so weird? It's more of a question of Americans, why do you have to fucking be so overreactive about every little thing that pumps out? That's what kind of kills me. Is that Japan can do these ridiculous ass commercials and animes and games and shit, and Americans feel the need to drag out the smallest thing. You could be sitting here, at least with Gelatoid's content, it was kind of funny because for one, there's a girl gamer included in that video because it's an animating couple, so they do everything as a couple. It's interesting to hear a girl's perspective, like instead of talking about, I mean, it still devolved back into the anime titty bullshit. But I like how the critiques kind of went into different directions that most guys don't fucking talk about, which is, the color of her panties are, I don't really like the way her hair looks. Like shit that guys would not give a fuck. Guys will only care about two things. Well, 5 technically, if you get the joke. Kudos to you. But I mean, like, it's interesting to hear a girl's perspective on certain types of games. I just don't, you just kind of get burned out on the whole titty, how did her clothes explode, her hair doesn't make any sense, that outfit doesn't make any sense, her body structure doesn't make any sense, and then it's just kind of like, I don't want to have the conversation anymore. Like, you just get burned out on hearing that shit all the time. Because there's no way to properly explain it. That's one of the reasons why I made the It's Anime sequence. Because some of that shit, you literally just have to chalk it up to, it's anime and it's animated, so why the fuck not? It's like asking why there's so many weird and varying different art styles in American cartoons. Because it's animation and you can fucking do it. I don't understand that. Why is it that no one questions how American cartoons have weird as fuck designs that don't make any physical sense? But when it comes to Japanese cartoons, we question it all the time with the women. The women specifically, and some of the guys, but only certain very small groups of people even question the guys. But when it comes to American cartoons, you have talking sponges, fucking talking squirrels, fucking gyms that can come into human form with light and shit. Also, I just realized we do a lot of talking animals. I think that's the way we subvert ourselves. I wonder if the Japanese come here and we're like, why is it that all your American cartoons feature animals instead of like humans and shit? And then the humans are always weirdly disproportionate anyway. We don't draw normal looking humans. Look at like Family Guy, Peter and Lois. The fuck is that? That didn't even look like. Well, I'm not even gonna get into it. I don't know. As I said, it's a dumb shit rant. And it's been about 10 minutes. So please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have any more vlog or video ideas you want me to do on this channel, let me know in the comment section. Here's the vlogs again for your boy Terrell, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh.